My parents told me to give up my baby. When I told my parents I was pregnant, the room went silent in a way that felt heavier than screaming. My mom didn't hug me. My dad didn't ask who the father was. They just stared at me like I had ruined something sacred. A week later, they sat me down at the kitchen table and calmly explained that giving my baby up for adoption would be the smartest decision. They said I was too young, too unstable, too ambitious to throw my life away. They told me a child would chain me to struggle forever. Every day after that, it became a quiet campaign. Pamphlets left on my bed. Stories about girls who wasted their potential, subtle comments about how disappointed they were. I started to doubt myself. Maybe they were right. Maybe love wasn't enough. Maybe I was being selfish for wanting to keep my own child. But then one night, lying alone in my room, I felt it, the smallest flutter, a tiny kick. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't magical music playing in the background. It was just a reminder that there was a heartbeat depending on mine. In that moment, something shifted. This wasn't about fear anymore. This was about responsibility. I told my parents I was keeping the baby. They didn't yell. They just looked at me like I had chosen failure. The years that followed were brutal. I worked late night shifts while finishing school online. I slept in 2-hour intervals. I cried in bathrooms so my son wouldn't see. My parents barely helped. Whenever I struggled, they'd say, "You chose this." And they were right. I did choose this. I chose the sleepless nights. I chose the exhaustion. I chose him. Then one afternoon, when he was 8 years old, he ran into our tiny apartment holding a letter. He had won first place in a national science competition. His teacher called me personally and said he was one of the brightest students she had ever taught. I sat on the edge of my bed and cried harder than I ever had, not because he won, but because I remembered sitting at that same edge years ago, almost convinced to give him away. My parents came to the award ceremony. They clapped the loudest. They told everyone how proud they were of their grandson. And for the first time, they looked at me differently too. But the real ending isn't about the trophy or the applause. It's about that quiet night when I almost let fear make my decision for me. Because if I had listened to them, I wouldn't just have given up a baby. I would have given up the strongest version of myself. And the truth is, sometimes the people who'll tell you something will ruin your life are just too afraid to watch you build it your own way.